Okay, let's get these stuff ready for mousse. Missing another knife. All right, what do we need for this puppy? So, the puppy needs a few things, guys. Let's clean our board a little bit. What the hell is all this stuff? All right. All right, guys. Let's see what we're gonna be making today for mansa moussa. Moussa of the mansa of the mansa of the moussa. All right, let me get my food for the puppy. This is how we got this going right here, guys. All right, let's see how we do this. We got Moussa's food. So ready, frozen, ready to go. So these are the veggies. And then let me put these ones back. I don't think we need two sets. I'm gonna do one set today. Put them back in the fridge, freezer. Okay. So red will be for meat. We're gonna do red on the meat, okay? And then we need to get his rice. Let's get Moussa's rice. There's some rice here. Rice. And then I gotta make some broth. So I like to put a little bit of shallots in his food also. So let's get the shallots in there. Let's see what's going on with this. Trying a new program here. And this is not working. So I don't even know how this live is working out because I'm trying a new program, trying to see if I could use OBS to do this live, but doesn't look like it's working out for me. So, all right, let's just get these. So I'm gonna be making some broth also, right, while I'm doing this, some veggie broth. So these are shallots. I put this in the meat sometimes, okay? So here, everything's already pre-packaged. So we package everything already, right? We got this. We got the turkey meat, and we got vegetables and green peas. So this is pumpkin, sweet potato, And what else we got in here? Pumpkin, sweet potato, carrots, organic carrots. So red is for the meat today. So we're gonna turn this on and we're gonna get the turkey meat going. We're gonna add some shallots, a little bit of beef broth, you know, just some cool stuff. All right. So I have this beef here that we use. You don't need to use this stuff here, but it's still fun to put it in there for them. You gotta remember, with dogs, they don't need a lot of seasoning. You know what I mean? So they're just happy to get their food. But if you can spice it up just a little bit, not too much, you know. So my dog is used to getting treats and all them good stuff. So that's why I'm gonna add a little bit of seasoning. And let me get some turmeric. We need turmeric also. Where's my turmeric here, guys? I know it's hidden in the back here somewhere. Yep. All right, so we got turmeric also, okay? So let's turn on this pot here and get these going. So also in here, I like to add a little bit of coconut oil. Okay, coconut oil is really good for your dogs and your puppies. So we're gonna put a splash of coconut oil in there. And we're gonna use some beef tallow. I like to use beef tallow also. So let's go in the fridge and see if we can find some beef tallow. So in the meantime, we got filtered water here. I'm gonna use it for, this is gonna be for the rice and the vegetables, okay? You need a little bit more of that. And let me get a spoon. So this is beef tallow. Normally we make our oxtail tallow. I use oxtail tallow. I don't have any. I have the fat from all the oxtail that I've cooked. It's still in the freezer. We need to render it down to make our own tallow. But I got this from, I don't remember where I got this from, but it's pretty good. So this just gives flavor to the dog, and it's actually pretty good for them. Okay? It's good for us too. All right. So that's the beef tallow. Let's get that back into the fridge. All right, so I'm gonna get the shallots in. Coconut oil up. So we get that shallots in. And then this is the meat. This is just turkey meat. You could use beef, whatever you want. Just use the lean beef. Or you could use ground chicken, all kind of good stuff. Let me get a little bit of water in here. So normally, I would be using bone broth, but I thought I had bone broth. I was gonna actually make some today, but I gotta go get the bones from the butcher. Let's see if I get the scissors, cut this up. All right, guys, cut this. I'm trying to get this in there. Let's see. It's way more difficult than it should be. It's because I flattened these out to make space. I saw it on TikTok where they just put them in these plastic bags and flatten them out. You make way more space. So our turkey meat goes in there. We got beef tallow. We got some shallots. What I like to do, I'm gonna let it cook down a little bit, okay? And then once it cooks down, I'll add the beef seasonings. So let's turn that down a little. Over here, we need some more filtered water. So let's go to the fridge and get some water. Because in here, we're gonna actually cook the rice and the veggies in there. And then reuse that bag and fill it back up with more veggies, put it back in the freezer. All right, so we're just getting some water, guys. All right, I'll add some more water. Probably need a little bit more of this, but we'll add it in a little bit. Okay. I got veggies. Yes. He's gonna be happy. Put the veggies first. And then the rice. I just put it in there, it don't matter how much rice. Okay. And then we don't have any sweet peas in there, so we're gonna add some sweet peas. Okay, we got sweet peas in there. We got rice, pumpkin, sweet potato. And now I gotta cut back up some more veggies for him real quick. Okay. So I might as well just cut some more veggies for him. So we got some sweet potato here. Okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. Sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato. Oh. So I just do this because I have it. So you just cut these up and put them in the freezer. So you're ready when you're ready to cook for your loved one. All you gotta do is take them out of the freezer and 1, 2, 3, you're good to go. You understand? It's real easy. So it's okay if you even have a little bit of the skin on there like that. It's still healthy for the dog. So I reuse these because these are just frozen with veggies. Okay. They're in order. So what I'll do today, I'll go and buy some more meat and then put the meat. So I have 1 bag of veggies, 1 bag of meat at all times. Okay, you don't want to have veggies and then you don't got the other ingredients. So I make sure whatever ingredients I have the same amount in every single thing. You understand? So we're just cutting up our sweet potato. And like I said, guys, normally I would be making a bone broth. I think with your dogs, you should make a bone broth with them for them. You know, all you do is you can go to your local supermarket, grocery store. They sell the bones now. Before you used to go and get the bones, and they just give it to you. Now it's just crazy. You know what I mean? All right. So let's get this sweet potato cut up. And there's 3 things I always give them: sweet potato, pumpkin, and carrots. Okay, I don't go crazy with the carrots, but the pumpkin helps them with their digestive system, and the sweet potato also. Okay, but definitely the pumpkin. But some people, they don't bother with the fresh pumpkin. All they do, they get the can and they use pumpkin puree. So, you know, I have a piece of pumpkin. I'm not gonna eat it. It's not the greatest, but it's still good. And normally I take the skin off, but this time I'm just gonna leave the skin on. Doesn't matter. And I'm cutting these a little bit finer than I normally would. Okay. The pumpkin goes in there. Again, skin on, it's fine. Doesn't hurt the dog. You know what I mean? Listen, it's day after Christmas, man. And I got some leftover food that I'm about to hook myself up in a minute too. Let me tell you that. So I might even do it right while I'm talking to y'all. You understand? I think I might do it because I'm hungry. The bad thing about this, I'm late, okay? My puppy, I keep calling him a puppy, but he ain't no puppy, he just looks like one. His feeding time is normally 11 o'clock. So right now we past feeding time. So here, I got some carrots left over. I'm gonna use this to make a broth. Carrots, same thing. You just leave the skin on. And I cut the carrots really thin. Because even though it's gonna be cooking like this, in the water like that, I still want it thin. Okay. Because I like to, Frenchies, they got that funny jaw, okay? They're not like other dogs. When he eats, it's not like, you know, they can choke real easily, I noticed. Well, at least my particular one. I don't know about all Frenchies, but my one for sure, he can definitely, it doesn't take much for him to choke. So what I do, I make sure I get the food as soft and mushy as possible. Like this rice that we're doing here. It's just gonna be straight mush. I just want it to be mush. And then I'll mix it up with the, okay. All right, guys, look. So now that we have another veggie bag, we need to get another meat bag. But I don't have any, so I go to the store and I'll grab it. So also today I forgot to take out the kidneys. So with this, I give them the meat, whatever meat it is. You can give them beef, chicken, turkey, bison, I don't care, and whatever meat, what your main base meat is. And then I also give them parts like chicken liver, beef liver. He's allergic to chicken, so I give him beef liver, beef kidney, you know, heart, all of those organ meats with his food. He loves it, loves it. All right, so only thing in here, we got carrots, we got pumpkin, and we have sweet potato. So now I need to add some green peas, okay, because you just want this to be complete when you're done. You know, so all you're doing is taking it out, and then even if you were gonna tell somebody, let's say you know, somebody's taking care of your dog or whatever, and you wanna tell them how to make it, all you do is just say, hey, listen, man, the packs are already in there. All you gotta do is just, really, you could put this in a one pot, right? You could have throw this in, you know, your slow cooker or whatever, all of it, the meat, rice, everything, one time. I just don't do it like that, but there's nothing wrong with doing it that way. So what we do it like this and then let out some of this air. See, guys? Because what I realized, I saw it on YouTube, TikTok or whatever the place is. You flatten them out and they can store way more. So all of them is like this in the freezer, just flat like that. Right? Let me show you. You think I'm joking? See, look at, I'm gonna show you how this looks. So that's how they are. See, this is one, the veggies and the meat. Here goes the meat. I got another veggie in there. And then I just stack them all up. They can stand up or lay down, and you have a lot more space than if you just put them in their container. All right. Yeah, you learned something today. Thank me later. Okay, so let's get these in the freezer. All right. So all we're gonna do, we have excess amount of water. You're not cooking this rice like how you normally cook rice, okay? This is a ridiculous amount of water in here in comparison. Let's check on the beef is coming along. So I'm gonna use some of this beef broth. You don't have to, I mean, bouillon, it's not beef broth, bouillon. I'm gonna make a bone broth later, probably not on camera because I don't have the bones with me. And that's what I feed them. So what I do when I give him the food, I give him the water, which is the bone broth, at the same time, okay? So I put the food in the bowl and then you give them the bone broth, and that way they're getting double, nutrients. So guys, what we got here is from yesterday's festivities, okay? So this is a lot of the stuff that I had left over. I got some organic carrots here, right? What we got? Celery, pepper, I get still a piece of shallot. I got garlic. So what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna make a broth, okay? A veggie broth for me. So sometimes I make veggie broth for the dog, but I like to give the dog bone broth, so we're not gonna worry about him today. Now with the veggie broth, typically, I don't season it as much, right? But you should if you know what you're cooking, okay? But for the most part, don't season it. Just put it in there, let the veggies do their thing. You can add a little bit of, maybe a little bit of salt if you want, just a hint. But for me, I like my broths really seasoned because I know that what I'm doing with it, okay? So I'm gonna make a veggie broth right now. Let's get this on the back stove. And all we do, this is easy. Turn it on. You get some water in there. Okay. I'm gonna have to mix it. For some reason, I always only have like 2 or 3 bottles of water here, even though I know I'm gonna be cooking. It's weird. All right, let's get this in. So I use a veggie broth to make a bunch of different stuff, man. Okay. All right, so we got water's in. Let me light this candle here. I like this one. Sounds like a berry scent. You know how some people light candles like this? I don't know why they do that. Why don't they just turn the candle towards the lighter? You ever notice that? Why do they do that? Weird. All right, you can stay over here. All right, guys. So let me add a little bit of filtered water to it. So we got the bottled water and we got the filtered water. Get a little bit more. So what I do, I add about 64 flour ounces of water to the broth. So by the time it reduces, you'll get like 2 16 ounces and maybe an 8 ounce out of it. You know what I mean? So, which is more than enough for me. All right, guys, see you there. So we add one more. All right, so all we're gonna do, we got celery. Celery goes in. There's some scallion is there too. I got scallion. Now they tell you not to put sweet pepper in there. You know, most people that are making stocks and a stock you can do, right? But a stock you don't want to do, I mean, sorry. But a broth you can. So with a stock, it's a little bit different. I got allspice leaves from the tree. You know, you saw that at the farm. We're adding our carrots, organic carrots. I have parsley left over. I normally wouldn't even put parsley in there, but I'm going to put parsley in there, okay? And then what else I got? We have some garlic. We're putting garlic in there. We have some shallots. I'm going to put one more shallot in there, and then we have thyme, okay? So if I had mushrooms, I had some, but they went bad on me, so I can't put the mushrooms in there, okay? So with the shallot, it's just simple. Put this over here for a minute. You can leave the skin on all this stuff. When you're making broths and stocks, you don't need to worry about if the skin is on because we're gonna strain it. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get that in there. I'm gonna put the sweet pepper in there only because it's going bad and you know what I'm gonna do with it. So. Technically, you could put it in there with the seeds and everything too, actually. All right. All right, guys. Listen, I'm still tired from yesterday, okay? We did a lot of cooking on live yesterday. If you guys were here for that, you saw the amount of cooking that we did. It was outrageous. So now the broth. So this rice now, I just want to turn this down to low. I don't care how long this takes to cook, okay? I just want it to be soggy. And then let's check on our meat. So remember, we put this in there frozen. So all we're doing now, we're gonna just smash this up. Okay. I just want it to be little pieces. I should have had the, what you call it? I don't want to damage the pot, so that's why I'm not using my potato masher. If it was in one of my other pots, the all clads or whatever, I would just use a potato masher in this. But because these pots are non-stick and very delicate, I want to make sure. All right, so all I'm doing with this, we're just breaking this up a little bit. Now I can use this. I'm not going to put no more veggies in there. And then let's put this over here so we know that's the meat. We don't want to mess with the meat. This, I'm just waiting for this to cool down just a little bit. And then once it does, I can put the cover on and we'll be good to go. Okay, guys? So, if you're not following me, just give me a quick follow. You know, hit the subscribe button. Okay, so we got the beef. Bouillon. I'm adding just a little. You don't want too much in here, guys. Oh, this one is not even open. This is brand new. I must have an open one in here. I use this all the time. All right, so you go in the back. Yep. So just a little. Again, like I said, dogs don't really need seasoning like that. They couldn't care less. The main thing that they need is love, not seasoning, okay? They need love. So let's get that broken up. It smells good right now. I would eat it as it is right now. Let me tell you. So guys, remember on live, we made that smoked turkey yesterday, but what I didn't do, I'm cooking two things actually. I'm making my pet's food, okay, which is, oops, wrong cover, which is just some turkey meat, some rice, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, all that good stuff. And then I'm also making a broth, okay? And then I'm gonna make some gravy for the food that I made yesterday because I have some leftovers and I'm starving. So it's either I have some fish left over so I can make a brown stew gravy for the fish and eat that with rice and peas. I don't know, should I do that? Or I have some smoked turkey left over where I should make a sage gravy. I'm not sure. So the turmeric, guys, I'm gonna add that to the rice. Okay, just like a spoonful. Nothing crazy. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, you know, for myself. But right now we're trying to cook for the puppy to make sure that he gets some food because he enjoyed yesterday too, but he overate just like we all did. Kind of fed him too much. So what do I do, guys? Do I do the fish or do we do the gravy for the smoked turkey? What do you think? Smoked turkey or fish, man? Which one? Which one is it? Talk to me. Which one do we use? All right, so here goes my pack of bouillon. I'm gonna add it to the veggie broth over here. So, depending on what I want it to taste like, it's beef. I hope I have veggie left, because if not, it's gonna be a problem. I just buy bouillons. When I see them, I have goat bouillon, tomato bouillon. I don't even use them. I just get it because it seems interesting to me. Chicken. Okay, here goes a veggie. Why do I only have 2 left? All right. All right, guys. We just get that bouillon in there. And then what else I'm gonna also put in there is some sea salt. So now we can get the cover on for this. That's the rice with the veggies. We're just gonna let that cook out for as long as it has to take to cook out, guys. And then I get some sea salt in here. Again, we're seasoning it up because, you know what we want to use it for. But if you're making this and you want to be versatile with it, do not add any seasonings. Just let the veggies do what they do and steep down. Okay? All right. Let's see what we got going on. So guys, I got leftovers. What do we do with the leftovers? Do I make a gravy? Gravy, guys, or what? What do you think? I have fish. I can make a brown stew gravy for the fish. So we have fried fish, rice and peas, and plantain stuffing. I don't know. I'm hungry. I don't know what to do. And I got white rice. And then What else I got here? I also got this, okay? So, and why do I have so much of this left is what you're thinking. It's because I didn't put it out. Totally didn't put it out. I kept it for myself, if I'm gonna be honest. So this is just the turkey, smoked turkey that we made yesterday, guys. Look at that. Only thing, see, I didn't make a gravy for it and all of that. So I was like, I'm not gonna put it out. I didn't make a gravy. So, should I make a gravy today for it? What you think? Gravy or no gravy? What should we do? It depends what I feel like. That's the problem. I don't know. But you know what? I think I gotta make the gravy anyway. Guys, I don't think I have a choice. I'm gonna make the gravy. All right, so you can go on the back stove. You go there. All right, let's put these back in the fridge until we're ready. So, I think I'm making a gravy. We need garlic. Yes, gravy, right? I got to. Because it's dry. Let me tell you. So, let's do garlic. Let me get another one of my little bowls here. All right. Make a gravy. Some garlic. I don't need that ends. So I think I'm gonna make a garlic, sage, and rosemary gravy. And that's the only thing is that smoked turkey yesterday, we made a glaze for it with pineapple and mango. It wasn't a heavy glaze, so you know it's just got a hint of it, the pineapple, mango, and Scotch bonnet. But you know, I guess if I don't think if I even told you, you would know. So get some shallots. So what I like to do also, see how I have the shallots here? I like to peel them, okay? I peel them and then I put them in there like that, so you're just ready to go. I do that with all the onions and stuff. Just peel them ahead of time, man, for the most part. You know, then I leave some unpeeled that I'm gonna, you know, if I'm not ready to use them. But all the ones that I'm ready to use, I just peel them already, have them in a container ready to go. All right, so get these shallots ready. All right, shallots. What else we need? I have the sage. Okay. I have sage. What else I got there? I got some mint. Now, mint's a little too strong. So let's just use the sage. So later on, I'm gonna make like a herb broth, right? So my herb broth, I got all these herbs in here. So instead of them going bad, I got rosemary, parsley, mint, sage, oregano, all that good stuff. So what I do, I just put them into, just with the veggies, just like what I'm doing with this. Okay? And go ahead and let it cook. Same exact thing. So we're gonna make a sage rosemary. I think that sounds delicioso. Oops. Forgot the rosemary has sticks in it, guys. Okay. So let's take these. Let's just strip these rosemary. Later on, I got to show you some of the garden that we got going on. You can't see what's happening with that. All right, so we got the rosemary. Let's try and cut this rosemary up. Do you guys go to multiple places on the holidays? I have a friend, he went to 4 places yesterday. I don't understand how you do that, you know? To me, I think you just go to one place, you go with the people that's most important to you, your family, and you just tell everybody else that you can't make it because you already got to go to your family. It's just that simple. But, you know, I don't know how you could do 4 places. How do you go to 4 different places for the holiday? Does anybody else do that? How does that work? I think if you have friends and family, you just hang out with the friends and family. You don't go to 50 different places. All right, guys, let's get this chopped up. I like to get this chopped as finely as possible. So I got the garlic and the shallots over there, but what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna get these herbs in a separate container because we're gonna add them at different times. you know. All right. I actually have a good oregano plant outside. I wonder if I should. I don't need any. All right, so let's get our sage. Get these stems off. I don't need them. All right, so we got sage going. So sage and rosemary. Those are going to be the two stars of the show. All right, so we got the rosemary, sage. Don't feel like going outside for no oregano. So what I should do is, I think I'm gonna use some parsley, guys. So this is a mix of parsley. See, they got flat leaf and they got curly. And the reason is it's still getting more difficult to get the curly this time of year where we are. So they think they're slick. They just mix it up and then sell it as curly parsley. Because I actually like curly. I have flat leaf in the backyard. I don't need to buy that. You guys got me buying. All right, let's check this. That meat's kind of done. I just want it to dry out. So it's cooked. I'm making this gravy so if anybody wants gravy when they wake up, nobody's up right now. You'd think that everybody went to a party or something last night. Nobody went to a party. Nobody's up. They just chilling, doing nothing. All right. So now, guys, now we have our base ready. Okay. Parsley, rosemary, and some good old-fashioned sage. All right, and garlic and shallots. So maybe I need to move these over. Let's put this on low over here. What do we have over here? Oh, our veggies, they're not even bubbling up. This is for our veggie broth. Remember that? Forgot all about it, guys. And this is our rice. Let's see how that's coming along. Where's my rice? All right. So guys, this is technically cooked. Okay. It's cooked already, but it still has water in there. Let me show it to you. I like to show you what's going on. What's going on? So see? So it's still got the water in there. It's cooked. I just want it to be mushy, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it just seep out, let the water keep going. All right, let me take this because this pot's hot. These pots are cool, but their handles is crazy. And then let me show you what's going on with the turkey. So there goes the turkey. So I'm just gonna break it up some more. So that's just the liquid that we used earlier. Okay, this turkey doesn't really get liquid and fat like what you would get if you use beef. You know, beef with this would be all fat for the most part. So what I'm gonna do, once that gets almost ready, I just turn this up really high. I might just do it now. I just don't want to forget about it. I turn it up high, get all of that liquid out of there. Okay. And then once I do that, I'll put it into a bowl and wait for the rice to be done. And then we just mix them together and he has his food. So let's just turn up the stove a little just to get rid of that liquid. Like I said, it's good liquid. I'm actually gonna leave the cover off because if I don't, I might forget it. Okay. So while we're doing that, let's go ahead and get our gravy on for our food that we made yesterday. Let's do that. All right. So we need butter. You got to have some butter. What kind of life are you living without butter? You said it was going to be a sage butter. Let's get a little bit of this flour in there. Guys, I'm a little tired today, so I'm not as energetic. I did a lot of cooking yesterday. I had catering and stuff that I didn't do online, plus what we was making for the family. So, all right, let's get the garlic and the shallots in. I don't have any more of that. And get some water. Need a little bit more water, guys. So let's use some of this chicken bouillon. Chicken bouillon. Got to use chicken bouillon, guys. All right. Might need a little bit more of this to be careful. So with this, you just want to make sure you season in batches, man, because it's real easy to mess this up. It don't take long. You can over season this thing really fast. See? You'd think that wouldn't do it, but it's easy. Now that we got that in there, let's add our herb salt. So our herb salt's the same exact thing we're putting in there: rosemary, oregano, thyme. So just a little. The reason why this is coarse sea salt. So coarse sea salt is thicker, they're like little mini, crystals. So they'll melt out and it'll be more than if you use the fine sea salt, okay? You got to keep that in mind when you use coarse sea salt, that, it's going to double. So let's see. I don't know if that was enough, but let's check it out. Yep, that's it. It's good enough. So what I do need with some water is some butter. Add a little butter to it. Where's my butter, guys? I just put it in there. Got another tablespoon. You can never have too much butter. All right, this is coming along. Turn it up. This is coming along. Let me turn this up. This is starting to bubble. So once that starts bubbling, I let it go for a little bit, then I turn it down and just let it seep. Just go for like about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it gets all of that flavor of the vegetables, okay? So I'm put it to medium, and then I'll turn it down to low and just let it go. So this we got to turn up. This is the gravy. I think I might need a little bit more water in here. I need more gravy than this. Yep. And let's add some more water. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a cornstarch slurry to it in a minute. A little bit more for the chicken bouillon. Okay. Get one more taste. Still needs more seasoning to me. I'm sorry. I don't want to over season it. Gotta be real careful. All right, so we got all of the herbs. We're gonna just throw all of them in there. because this is a herb gravy. All right, it's much better with the herbs in there, guys. Much better. I still think it needs a couple more things. More butter, and it needs a cornstarch. So let's get some cornstarch in there. Cornstarch. I'll just put it in the same little herb plate because it's what it deserves to be. And get some water in there. Stir it up. It depends how thick you want this thing. Oh, this is almost done. I hear it sizzling. All right, I can turn this back one off now. It's fine. So all the water is out of that meat. I get rid of that back one, okay? And then now, let's just check on our gravy. Nope. Some more cornstarch. I probably need all of this in there, to be honest. Yep. Does it need it? I don't know. I just know it's going in there. I don't know if it need it, but it's going in there, guys. It's going in. Guys, if you can't hang around, just give me a little subscription. Subscribe. We're trying to get to 3,000 today. I'm trying to get to 3,000 followers. I think I'm at 2,989 or something. So I think I only need like 10 more. So we're trying to get to 3,000, man. Trying to get to 3,000 today. So just give me a subscription, a like, share. Gosh, damn. Every time I stir this thing, I go right over. Okay? I don't know. Whatever it takes. All right, so this looks good now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All we need is that. A little bit more of this. All right, don't go too crazy, guys. We talked about it earlier. Here you go, adding. All right, look. I think that's a nice gravy. It's garlicky, tons of herbs, right? Sage. Look at that. So this is gonna go really good with the stuffing, okay? So I'm gonna put it back on there and turn this stove down just a little bit. So it cooks slowly. And the only reason why is because I want the herbs like that rosemary and stuff just to cook out a little bit more and make sure the garlic is fully cooked. Because what I didn't do, I didn't saute the garlic first, which I should have done, guys. You saw me mess that up, right? Yeah, that's delicious. We're getting bit by a mosquito. It's cold as hell out here and we still got mosquitoes. That's crazy. How is that possible? How is that possible?